I was in a car crash. I don't know how I knew it, I just did. And the car was sinking into a giant open wound that was humanity and love as I knew it. Faces flashed by, some I recognized, most I didn't. The faces had been rearranged somewhat by a godless surgeon who thought it funny to put mouths on foreheads and noses upside down on chins. I didn't want to look. It was queer. So I turned my head to obstruct my vision. I wanted that car to stop free falling, but I was fascinated by what would happen if I did nothing. So I didn't move a finger. Falling free, doing nothing. The years passed in a blink. I heard a crash, and looking down, I was surprised to see that I was naked behind the wheel of a sports car, my penis limp like a soggy Arnott Sao biscuit. The car was a bright red Lamborghini, my ex-partner's favourite. A man by the driver's door was adjusting the horns on a bull. "Profondo rosso," he said, and shot the animal dead. "Ciao," he whispered in the bull's right ear, cutting it loose with a knife and draining the blood from the bone with his lips. I tucked my penis tight between my legs, and voices, foreign voices, called my name in Italian. Elvis! Elvis? Elvis? A digital screen dropped down from the sky and a vagina popped up, and I remember thinking, that's a big fucking vagina. I wonder whose vagina it is. So I turned to the dying bull. "Psst, mate, whose vagina is that?" I asked the bull. The bull opened one eye and then bled to death in front of me. A man with a strong American accent said, "These straps around his ankles are too damn tight, you know." "Then loosen them," I said, but no one ever did. A nun came running in, her habit torn. She licked my right nipple, made the sign of a cross, and then left. A group of Asian students followed the nun, some with erections. They gathered around me, occasionally glancing up at the vagina, pulsating on the screen. They spoke in detailed medical terms about the purpose of a clitoris. How curious, I thought, as my mind fell into the darkness of the operating theatre. I drifted within the pain of love and separation, and unexpectedly tripped over my genitalia, enlarged and pixelated on the screen. I tugged. I tugged hard. My strapped legs and hands hurt as I tugged, and I remember one finger snapped clean off. "Help me!" I screamed as 3 talking sheep line danced across my nightmare, singing a familiar tune from the pop charts. "Oh, play confide in me," one sheep said. "Play confide in me." I decided it was best to ignore talking sheep. I was in no mood for pop tunes. An off-duty nurse picked up my severed finger, dropped it in the fry pan, rolling it around in vaginal olive oil. I tugged again, but nothing could free me from the ties that held me like glue to this strange YouTube world. I watched a blunt knife pierce my thoughts and cut deep into my scrotum. I felt my sack crack like a giant emu egg on a downhill journey to Mount Buggery. Then, suddenly, Kylie Minogue appeared on the monitor and started to sing "Confide in Me." "You will be the next impossible princess. I will see to it," Kylie smiled. "Now open your legs, Elvis, and cross your heart." "A fucking princess? Pardon me, Kylie, but no thanks." She ignored me, smiled, and sipped a lime green Pepsi from an oyster shell as big as a taco. "It's best for everyone. You'll see. Deconstruction is hard. Separation is harder," said the Australian pop princess. The room darkened as Kylie pulled a pair of sequined gloves out from between her legs, blessing herself twice. Gender reassignment surgery isn't like spring cleaning the house in Melbourne, students. It's a long process, and like love, many things can go wrong. But Elvis need not worry. He is in the best of hands. Dr. Hewson has never lost a patient that I know of. He is a surgeon at the top of his game. Elvis, you are lucky. Lucky, 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 lucky. Hewson, I think he built the Sydney Opera House. I don't mean to be rude, Kylie, but what the fuck would he know about gender reassignment? If it's the same bloke that designed the Sydney Opera House, I don't want that madman anywhere near my genitals. Kylie continued. Male to female reassignment is never an exact art. Shame, really. The testes are removed, the skin and penis inverted as a flap, creating a sensitive vagina. The clitoris is then formed by using part of the penis gland. Any of you have ever had sex with anyone who has ever undergone gender reassignment surgery, you'll know it's hard to tell the difference. And most men prefer the reassigned vagina to the real thing. This statement seems to upset most women. I don't know why. Honestly, by this stage, I'd had enough. What a load of cock. Now listen up, Kylie. I don't care that you're an Australian icon. I don't want a big fucking vagina. Then it dawned on me, a horrible dream-time thought. The impossible princess had been reassigned. Looking closely at her face, I realized 3 things. 1, she had stubble. 2, I'd really pissed her off. And 3, she was starting to look a lot like my ex-partner. Suddenly Kylie reached across, dug deep between her legs, and pulled out a vinyl record of The Cure, the album Pornography. Now I knew something was seriously wrong, because I fucking hate The Cure. So I did the only thing left to do. I screamed the bloody flat down. I woke up, found myself in a cold sweat, alone, slumped beside the toilet and a bottle of domestic cleaning fluid. It wasn't my best look, but it was a little bit pop culture. Confide in Me, the remix, was playing on YouTube. It was just a dream, brought on by the stress of my breakup, or the coke I'd had a few hours earlier at the blue party. I made a cuppa and sat motionless on the couch, listening to Kylie, thinking about happier times and thinking about love. Do all breakups make you feel like you've been reassigned? I thought. Well, I've taken up enough time singing my song, but before I go, if anyone out there is feeling lonely tonight or desperate after a breakup, remember, you can always play Confide in Me on YouTube. Confide in Me, written, directed, and performed by Noel Anderson.